The morning sun was rising over the town of Zaria, painting the roofs in golden light. The sound of roosters still echoed in the neighborhood, and women were sweeping their compounds with long brooms. From the small kitchen came the smell of fresh fried akara, which Mama Hadiza had wakened earlier to prepare. Mama Hadiza was still by roadside, turning the last batch of akara in the hot oil when the neighborhood postman stopped by. "Mama Hadiza, letter for you," he shouted, waving a brown envelope. She quickly wiped her hands on her wrapper and collected it, her heart beating fast when she saw the school's name on it. Dropping the frying spoon, she hurried inside the house, her mind racing with excitement and worry. Before handing Amina her brown admission envelope, Mama Hadiza sat her down on the wooden stool in their sitting room. She looked at her daughter carefully, her eyes both proud and worried. "My daughter," she began softly, "today is the day we prayed for. Do you know how many nights I could not sleep because I was thinking of your school fees? Do you know how many wrappers I sold in the market so that you will wear this uniform and hold this letter?" Amina lowered her head. She knew her mother had struggled, but hearing it now made her heart heavy. Mama Hadiza touched her shoulder. "But all that is nothing if you go to school and forget who you are. Let me tell you, school will test you, not only with books, but with life. You will see people who will laugh at you because you are poor. Do not answer them. Remember, the river that flows quietly still reaches the ocean." She paused, then added with a stern voice, "Be careful with friends. Not everyone who smiles at you is your friend. Some will drag you forward, some will drag you down. Choose wisely, my daughter. If you don't know who to follow, follow your books." Amina smiled a little, but Mama Hadiza was not finished. "Respect your teachers, Amina. Some of them may be harsh, but even a bitter kola is medicine. Learn from them, but do not fear them. Fear only ignorance. And remember your prayers, Amina. Remember your prayers. A girl who kneels before her God can stand before anyone." Her mother sighed deeply, as if she was remembering her own youth. "When I was your age, I wanted to go to school too, but your grandfather had no money. I had to stop after primary school. That is why I worked hard for you to reach where I could not reach. Don't waste this chance, my child. You are carrying not just your books, but also my dreams." Amina felt her eyes becoming wet. She whispered, "Mama, I will not disappoint you." "Ah, so it is today our big mother is going to school, eh?" It was Mama Titi, their neighborhood. She had the habit of appearing uninvited, always with a gossip or two. She leaned against the doorway, her hands on her white hips, chewing gum noisily. "I told my husband yesterday, this girl will make her mother proud. Ah, if it were my daughter," she clicked her tongue dramatically. "She only knows how to plait hair and chase boys. Amina tried to hide her laughter, but Mama Hadiza gave her the sharp motherly eye that meant don't laugh at adults. Mama Titi was not even finished yet. Hey, Amina, let me warn you. In school, shine your eyes so. Don't let anybody tell you you are the sugar in my tea. That's how my cousin daughter got into trouble. Before you know it, Bele came out. And that was the end of school. Mama Titi, I beg. Mama Hadiza snapped, waving her hand. Must you always talk too much? Let the girl go in peace. Mama Titi laughed loudly, adjusted her wrapper, and finally disappeared down the street, still shouting greeting to another neighbor. Just as Amina thought the coast was clear, her little brother Kabiru ran into the room. He was only 7, full of energy and mischief. His shirt was unbuttoned and his shorts were too big, almost falling off. Sister Amina, he shouted, his eyes wide, when you go to school, will you come back with plenty pencils for me, and biscuits, and maybe a bicycle? Everyone in the room burst into laughter. Even Mama Hadiza, who was still annoyed by Mama Titi's gossip, couldn't help but smile. Kabiru, school is not a market, Amina teased, patting his head. You don't just buy pencils and biscuits, oh. But Kabiru looked confused. He said, but they say in school you will be eating free food every day. I want rice and chicken. That's my own, he said. Amina laughed, shaking her head. If that were true, half the town would be in school. Before they could continue joking, the wooden gate creaked open, and in walked Uncle Musa, Mama Hadiza's younger brother. He was a tall, lanky man with a booming voice and a personality larger than life. He had a way of turning every serious moment into a comic show. My scholar, he shouted as soon as he saw Amina. He dropped the bag of oranges he was carrying and spread his arm as if he wanted to lift her off the ground. So this is the day you will become a professor? The first girl from our family to enter her institution. Come, let me give you your own uncle's advice before you go. Mama Hadiza groaned softly. Musa, please don't confuse this girl with your long stories. Confused? No. Uncle Musa waved his finger dramatically. Amina, listen. In school, there are 3 things you must do. 1, never miss your meals. Even if you miss lectures, never miss food. Uncle, Amina cried, laughing so hard she nearly dropped her envelope. 2, he continued, ignoring her. Find the library, but if the library is too boring, at least find the canteen. A hungry student cannot think well. Is this advice or a comedy? Mama Hadiza muttered, shaking her head. 3, Uncle Musa raised his finger high like a preacher. Never owe your roommates paper or sword. If you borrow and don't return, you will become their enemy forever. Do you hear me? Everyone burst into laughter again, even Kabiru, who clapped his hands like he was watching a circus. But then Uncle Musa's tone softened. He placed his hand gently on Amina's shoulder. All jokes aside, my daughter, school is a blessing. Many of us never had the chance. Read well, respect yourself, and make us proud. For a brief moment, silence filled the room. Amina nodded. touched by his words. It was after this mix of serious advice, comic distractions, and neighborhood drama that Mama Hadiza finally pulled Amina into her tight embrace. Rocking her gently, neighbors passing by their house smiled,